It's been a tough year for South Africa. Many are happy to see the end of 2015. But 2016 is likely to be tougher. Doing business in South Africa has become harder and more expensive, with power and water shortages, rising debt, and the impact of a weak currency all weighing heavily. South Africa is in for further ratings downgrades.
If we don't stabilise the ship, the rating downgrades will prove to be just a milestone on the way to a full-blown solvency crisis. So we need to cut back government expenditure, we need to cut back and improve the investment viability and improve the efficiency of the state and state-owned enterprises.
South Africa is also struggling with a stubbornly high unemployment rate. Jobs were lost across every industry this year, but the mining sector was particularly hard hit as commodity prices fell sharply. Over 23,000 miners lost their jobs this year. That figure may triple in 2016 if Anglo American goes ahead with plans to cut 85,000 jobs globally. 48% of all staff hired by Anglo American work in South Africa.
This economy will continue to lose jobs and will not grow if it continues to be an unfavourable, unattractive investment destination.
It's very urgent in South Africa, not more than ever, to implement reforms, be it skills, investment in economic infrastructure, easing the regulatory burden, and then supporting small businesses to get growth going again in this economy.
Growth prospects for 2016 are forecast at just 1.8%. Analysts believe that target may be ambitious.
I think growth is going to disappoint to the downside. I think it will be closer to 1%. Now, as an emerging market that needs to create jobs, if you're growing at 1%, you're not making a dent. Over the last 3 years, we've actually had GDP on a per capita basis going backwards. And so, unfortunately, I don't see any alleviation in terms of some of those headwinds just yet.
South Africa also suffered a huge knock to its reputation after President Jacob Zuma fired well-respected Finance Minister Nhlanhla Nene this month. Nene has since been replaced by Zuma's old Finance Minister Pravin Gordhan. But the shuffle caused a massive sell-off on the currency.
The new Minister of Finance, Pravin Gordhan, has got an incredibly difficult job. He was the man to do it, undoubtedly. But even he is going to find it supremely difficult to claw back the reputation that we had. So I think that's going to weigh on the economy. We're going to see the rand remaining relatively weak. We've already had the US interest rate hikes. There are probably going to be 3 or 4 more of those during the course of the year. And it's likely that we'll probably get an interest rate hike in South Africa, maybe even as early as January.
South African consumers have already cut back on spending and will cut back further in 2016. Not good news, as retail spending accounts for 60% of GDP. With US rates also set to move higher, investors are also likely to move away from South Africa for better returns in the US. Sumitra Nadu, CCTV, Johannesburg.